think I should have sneezed on record because that would have been way more representative of 2023 seeing other people. Ilana Dunn. Hey guys, it's Ilana here with Cami for our oh my God,
Third? Oh my
third
god.
annual end of year, looking back, looking forward episode. Cami, how
Insane.
are you?
Hi, I'm very sleepy, I'm very tired, but I'm so excited to be here. Third year, that is like insane. But then I remember that I'm 25 and everything just like falls down, like the math
You were
happens.
22 when we started?
I was. I was
Please,
indeed.
I was 26? No.
Yeah.
Wait, that's crazy.
I know.
Oh my
We're old
goodness.
now. We're like so much closer in age now.
No, we're not old. I'm actually thinking the opposite. I'm like, wow, we started doing something so awesome at such young ages.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I need more people like you in my life because everyone is like, "What are you gonna do now that you're 25?" And I'm like, I don't know, nothing.
No,
The
you
same.
literally just turned 25. You are a small child. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am. I still call my mom every day, so I'm a small child. But yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Oh my god, third year, end of the year. I love I kind of like planned this episode because it makes me reflect on my own year, kind of like because I think about
oh,
the questions and I'm like, oh my
I
god,
love that. Well, it's
yeah.
funny because a few weeks ago, Cami and I were talking about it. And for those who are new and haven't met Cami yet, Cami is the wonderful, incredible, brilliant, dedicated, hardworking, amazing. Don't roll your eyes. That is
I
you. We were
can't
talking
say
about you,
compliment.
Camilla. Camila Vola, the behind the scenes everything of seeing other people. She edits the episode, she edits the clips. She's done so many things for me. Literally, we've been together for 2.5 years, and I don't know where I or seeing other people would be without her. So thank you, Cami, for being here. But yeah, a few weeks ago we were talking about it, probably in November actually, and Cami was like, "Oh, are you going to do the end of the year episode?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think this time I'm going to try tackling it on my own." And the last 2 years we've had Cami interview me, and I don't know why, for some reason this year I was just like, oh, I'm gonna like switch it up this year. And I kept putting it off. And finally I listened back to last year's and I was like, I'm an idiot. Why would I ever do this without Cami? It's perfect the way it is. It's so special and meaningful, and I want her there. So earlier this week, I was like, "Don't kill me," because Cami just started a new job, like a full time job. She's crushing it, and it's literally
Am I?
like, yeah,
I
you
hope
are.
so.
You are. But like, where it's
Oh my
literally
god.
like the last minute of the year. And I'm like, okay, can we actually do this episode?
Yeah. Like today I start my holiday break basically. Tomorrow is the 23rd and here we do like a whole festive thing and on the 24th and then on the 25th is another festive thing and I have to cook and go home and I was like and also I don't record in English ever. Now I have a Spanish based podcast basically. So this is like weird. So if my voice sounds a bit weird, English kind of like messes up, don't kill me. I'm out of practice, yeah.
It blows my mind that you speak another language. And
And
that like somewhere in your childhood you just learned English and can speak and understand it fluently, because I tried taking Spanish classes, I tried taking Italian classes, I tried taking Hebrew classes, and I cannot speak a word of any of them.
the thing is,
Languages just never worked for me.
my thing wasn't a class. I was basically pushed into like a full school in English when I was like 6 years old, and I had like only two subjects in Spanish, and I had to like even like learn how to say, "May I go to the bathroom" in English, you know? So
It's
it was like
crazy.
basically survival mode, and now it's just I use it every single day. I read in English. I don't even read subtitles on movies. I do it all the time, but I want to learn a language and I don't know. I don't even know where to start. Because it's just so
True.
incorporated.
True.
Anyways, we're not talking about me in this episode.
I mean, I would love to, but I want to take this moment to talk about Barkley for a second, because I and Cami do a very good job at not allowing you guys to hear what Barkley does during episodes.
The best.
The second the mic comes out, you guys, the second the mic comes out, this little adorable angel turns into the loudest little bad dog on the planet.
He knows.
And
He knows.
he knows. And he has manipulated his way into getting whatever he wants during recordings. Like, I spend an arm and a leg every week on bones for him because he'll sometimes ask for 8 expensive giant bones during episodes. So I'm gonna go give him one. But I just
Go,
wanted
go,
you
go.
guys to understand what I have to go through.
The only big edits I do on the episode is basically Alana getting up to give Barkley something and then coming back.
Yep. That, and for a while, there were also sneezes, but this year I put into practice telling my guests at the beginning, "Hey, I'm likely going to sneeze. I'm going to do it on mute. That way it doesn't have to be edited out. Please do not bless me because if you bless me, then my editor will have to edit it out."
And the weird thing is that they bless you in like the middle of the sentence, and I'm like, don't,
Yep.
don't do
And
that.
they'll and no one else will know why they're blessing me if they're not like everyone
Yeah,
who's just listening and not actually watching is like, "Huh?"
yeah, totally.
I'm very blessed.
Totally. I want to say something before we begin because I feel like I have to thank you. Basically, the big corporate, like full time job that I got is in podcasting. It's basically because Alana hired me and gave me like the best, how do you call it? Like review? It's not a review, it's like a recommendation, the best recommendation in her life, and she's like the best boss I could ever ask for. And I'm always like, I told her when I was working in politics before, and I told her that I always looked forward to like coming back home to get to edit one of the episodes, and I was burnt out and like doing way too many things at the same time, which I always am, but like seeing other people was something that I always like took the time to do and enjoy and listen while I edit because I enjoy the podcast. I'm a true listener. Like I remember you like were my companionship during my finals and like the hardest times in the past few years. So I just wanted to thank you because I wouldn't be here where I am with my house and everything that I have now without you. So thank you. And
Oh my
Alana is
god.
just like even better than what you listen to in the podcast. She's like the most amazing human. Yeah. And I feel
Wait,
like
I'm
everyone says that
actually like
about you.
getting teary-eyed.
I feel like everyone says that about you, but like I can truly attest that I talk to her like every week, basically, almost every day. And she's like the best human ever. I've had crazy people that I worked with, I had annoying
Same.
people, and there's no one as like understanding as Alana, especially like now with my full time role. And I'll wrap this up really quickly, but like
No,
basically,
no, no,
people.
keep going. I can't
basically
take compliments, but I'll listen to them.
basically I was like so scared with my freelance job that people were gonna be like mad at me for taking a full-time job and being like, hey, I'm gonna have a bit of less time to do things, I'm gonna do them, but not, I'm not gonna have all day to answer to you, basically. And I was like so scared to tell everyone that. And then I was like the biggest like number one fan. She was like, you can do this, this is amazing. Like I told everyone that the people that knew about my interview process were my family, one of my friends because she was here while I was being interviewed, and Alana, no one else. So yeah.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
like wish I could give you the world's biggest hug right now, but first of all, you were going to do this and get this incredible job with or without me, and you are so good at what you do, and I feel so lucky to have you. I tell everyone that all the time. Like I I'm so grateful that we connected when we did, and that like when I think of the last 2.5 years and seeing other people in 3 years, I think of like us doing this together, and so I'm so grateful and I'm so proud of you and so excited for you. And
Thank you.
yeah,
I
okay,
was gonna say I don't believe in like everything happens for a reason because I'm a big pessimist, and I'm like, if everything happens for a reason, also the bad things. But I feel
true.
like when you hired me, it was like such a right time because Jonah just left, and I also had just told you like, if you want me to edit an episode while Jonah's gone, I can totally like take over. There's no problem. And you were like, no need. He's gonna come back in like a couple weeks. I can take over. And then like literally a week passed by, and you were like,
Yep.
hey, do you mind being my editor now?
Yep. Fun
And I was
fact
like,
for anyone who's new
timing.
to seeing other people, once upon a time, Ilana had a
Yeah.
co-host named Jonah.
Yeah.
Actually, he just came out with an amazing Christmas rom-com. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Xmas. It's with Leighton Meester, aka Blair Waldorf,
Oh my god.
and Robbie Amell, who starred in The Duff and many other things. And I actually got around to watching it last night, and it was so funny. And I
I love
love a
it.
good Christmas rom-com, and it was like everything you would want out of a Christmas rom-com. So congrats, huge, huge, huge applause for Jonah and the whole cast and
Yeah.
crew. And yeah, guys, check it out.
Yeah, totally. But yeah,
Okay,
basically
Love Fest over.
I was gonna say she had a co-host, and he was editing the episode, and he was gonna take a break for a movie, something related. And I just got in, and I was like, hey, if you ever need help, just let me know. and then basically he quit the podcast because he was like too busy with his job and whatever, and I became the editor, and the rest is history.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I was like, change of plans.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
And also, you called me like on your first vacation with Jake, because I think when you hired me was like the same year that you started your relationship. So everything is like kind
Yeah,
of like the same
yeah.
timing. Anyways, we can start now. Okay. So, first questions. What were some of your highs and some of your lows of 2023?
Okay. So I took notes on some of these things, but not
Totally.
everything. I wrote down my highs. I didn't write down my lows. Highs in no particular order.
Okay.
Obviously, there's now a
Ring.
very beautiful
Beautiful.
shiny ring on my finger. I got engaged this year.
Amazing.
It was the best moment ever. I burst out into tears. I didn't know that was something my body was capable of doing. It was so perfect for me and Jake, and it was so wonderful celebrating with our families. So
There's an
absolutely
episode
a
about the
high.
story about how Alana recorded the whole thing on her phone.
No, can we talk about this? I
You're the
recently
best.
no, I'm actually the worst because I
Wait,
got a new phone
no.
and I did a phone to phone transfer. And apparently, voice memos don't transfer. And I lost the voice memo of Jake proposing.
Alana, no. Didn't you email it back to you or something? Oh my god. I'm so sad
I've shed
now.
a lot of tears over this. I've spent many, many a night searching through
Tell him
every
to
folder
repeat
of
it. Repeat
everything.
what
Yeah,
you
right.
said and give me another
Yeah.
voice note.
Okay, so getting engaged, hi, interviewing the Jonas Brothers. I'm for sure
Of
I'll
course.
mention that
Yeah.
25 times in this episode. And actually, Jesse and Blaze's wedding, I put up there as number 3, again, in no particular order. But Jesse is one of my childhood best friends, and
She's the
Blaze
best.
is,
I can
she's,
attest. She's the best.
yeah. And Blaze, his name's not Blaze, it's Steven. But he's also, we all grew up together and they've been dating for a long time, and the two of them were my old roommates, and they got
Mm.
married in June, and just it was so special having I felt like because I had, been there for so much of not so much of the relationship, but like being such good friends with both of them and having lived with them, and I know all of her extended family and all
Mm.
of her friends from all walks of life, and over time I've gone on vacations and met all of his friends from all walks of life. So like I actually knew like 95% of the wedding. And it was just so magical seeing their lives come together and all these people come to celebrate them. And I don't know, like for going to someone else's wedding, like I went to so many this year. They were all so special in so many ways, but something about this one just felt so monumental.
Because
And
you
it was
share your
magical.
lives for like a big chunk of time. How long did you live
Yeah.
together? For like 2 years or something?
I lived with Jesse for 3 years
Oh.
and then with Blaze for like a year, year and a half, and it was during COVID.
Mm.
Was when I was like fully I went through like 2 heartbreaks while I lived there. I met Jake while I lived there. It was like such a transformative time for me
You
living
started
with
the
them. They were
podcast, you ended
or
the
the
podcast.
podcast got let go. Like it
Yeah.
all happened in that
There.
apartment with them. So they were really there for such transformative years in my life, and
Mm.
I me for them too. So I think that has definitely a big role in it.
Yeah, of course, totally. And the
Yeah. So
lows? Do
those
you
were
have
highs.
lows?
Lows, 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 lows. Um,
Maybe it's not like a specific moment. Maybe it's just like a feeling that you had during the year.
I I think I've put way too much weight on my shoulders and pressure on myself with wedding planning and
Mm.
trying to make sure that it's going to be good for everybody else and trying to make sure I don't hurt anyone's feelings in terms of choosing bridesmaids or inviting certain people to a bachelorette party or not. And I'm glad I made the decision to not have a bachelorette party, but just the whole wedding planning process, unfortunately, has been very, very stressful. I think I'm in a much better place with it now. And I keep reminding myself what the purpose is and that this is such a magical, happy, joyous occasion that I've looked forward to my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be perfect no matter what it ends up being. So I'm definitely doing better with it now, but I think it was and has been like a dark cloud over a good half of my year.
Yeah. And I feel like you're in a better place now because you have like most of the things down and
Yeah,
good to go.
most of the things done. A lot like the biggest problems really are out of my control. Not problems,
Hmm.
but it's just a lot of it's like a guest list size
Yeah.
thing, and there are a lot of people that I want there that unfortunately, like, I won't be able to invite, and, that's just been really hard for me to process and accept, but at the end of the day, like, I gotta just accept it and move forward because I shouldn't be spending my year and a half of being engaged, like, being upset
You're never going to
about
be
it.
engaged again and you're never going to get
Right.
married again. And like people
Yeah.
can be part of your life and of your that special way, of that special day in different ways.
I hope so.
Yeah, totally. Looking back, what was this year about for you? Maybe a word, a theme, or something.
I think this year was about
If you
being
say wedding
open.
planning, I'm
No.
gonna kill
This year
you.
was, I think, I don't know if the word is, like, surprising or
Hmm.
just being open to opportunities,
Hmm.
because so much happened this year that is completely fucking mind-blowing. That if you had told me when we were sitting here recording last year at the end of the year that these things would happen, like getting engaged, like, yeah, I figured that was coming.
Yeah.
But there are so many, like, wild things that I'm like, "How in the world?" Like, the New York Times, I'm sorry,
Oh my
what?
god.
What?
You're right.
The literal New York Times wrote about Seeing Other People as one of the best dating and relationship podcasts, and I didn't even know it was happening. Interviewing the Jonas Brothers, didn't know that was happening till, like, a week before, and that was, like, beyond my lifelong wildest dreams. Um, Going on the Today Show,
Oh
going
my
to
god.
the White House,
Oh my god.
speaking at Adweek, like, so many crazy things, and I feel like at some point in the year, it was probably, like, end of the summer, beginning of fall, I kind of had this realization. It wasn't like this aha moment, but it was more like, wow, these crazy things like actually keep happening to me. And I don't want to be like, oh, like that's it. Nothing cool is ever going to happen again. Or like, oh, well, like the end of the year is coming. So like, I'm sure I've hit my quota of like awesome opportunities for the end of the year. Like nothing else is going to happen. I kind of changed my mindset to be like, wow, like I can't wait to find out what other awesome things are gonna happen for the rest of the year, and guess
Yeah.
what? They've continued to happen, which is so crazy. So,
Yeah.
I think just being, like, open to opportunities and surprises has been a big theme of this year.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I feel like this year was a lifetime. Like January from this year was a
Yeah,
lifetime ago. Everything that happened, like while you're naming it, I'm like, yeah, insane. Insane.
insane.
Next one. Who made this past year special for you? Someone you couldn't have gone through this year without.
Carly.
Oh yeah. I'm a big
Carly Silverman.
It's Life in Progress fan. I just want you all to know that you're listening. I am the number one listener. I'm like checking in every Wednesday. I'm like, Alana, you need to release 2 episodes a week. But I'm not gonna do that to you because you cannot release 4 episodes a week. You're gonna die.
No, I'm about to. Actually, Carly and I are about to launch a Patreon with weekly bonus episodes that I'm gonna also be promoting on Seeing Other People because Carly's now backing up. If you guys don't know Carly, that
Yeah.
would utterly surprise
No.
me. I feel like we're
Yeah.
now like if you know Ilana, you know Carly. If you know Carly, you know
You're a
Ilana.
brand, yeah.
Yeah, but Carly and I launched a podcast called Life in Progress over the summer, and it goes way beyond it. We do talk about dating and relationships, but we talk about friendships, we talk about career, we talk about your 20s, we talk about mental health, we talk about really like every single thing that comes with adulting and post grad
Mm,
life and growing up and being in that phase where some of your friends are in different life stages, getting married, having babies, and you're not, or vice versa. And there's really no topic we won't cover, and I've loved having that platform as well, and I've loved working with Carly. And so, yeah, Carly and I are launching a Patreon that's gonna include weekly episodes because Carly is also a therapist, and so you
yeah.
get both the therapist perspective, the dating expert perspective, us as former like idiots in our dating lives who made every mistake in the world but learned so much along the way. So we're going to have weekly episodes, bonus episodes for like a few bucks a month that you can ask us anything on a weekly basis and we will like respond in the episodes and so much more. So that is
I
coming
will
soon.
be there. You know that
Yeah.
I will be there.
Thank you. But
I
yes.
sent Carly and Anna a like
Oh
3-page
my god,
long
it was
email with like
amazing.
so many questions. I'm like, what do I do now? What am I doing
It
with my
was
life?
so great. But yeah, Carly is definitely she was another surprise in my life this
Mm.
year. Like we met last year, but I didn't realize, like, you could still meet somebody in your late 20s and become actual best friends with them,
Mm.
and she has become, like we sit on Zoom all day long, even though she lives in Florida and I live in New York. We are always working together. We're always planning our next visit to each other. We're always encouraging each other to, push ourselves. We're always cheering each other up and being each other's support system and being there when someone just needs to vent. Like I really can't imagine this year without her, and I can't wait to see what she and I do next year and the rest of our lives as
Yeah.
friends. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Carly.
I
I
love
love
that.
you.
Yeah. I feel like you guys are a reminder for me that like sometimes the best people in your life or the most important people in my life I haven't met. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you feel like, oh my God, these friends are the only friends I'm ever going to have. I'm not going to meet anyone new. This is all I have. And if I don't have friends and if I like have friendship breakups, that's it. But I feel like you guys are like the clear,
Yeah.
like, example that that is not true, that actual friendships in your late 20s can actually happen.
Yeah, and in your 30s, your 40s, your
Yeah.
50s, 60s, 70s, our moms are friends now. They hang
Insane.
out all the time.
That's
So,
insane.
yeah, there's never a deadline on making friends, and I think
Yeah.
my friendship with Carly has given me hope and excitement for the future for whenever, Jake and I end up moving out of the city and settling down in a new place and
Mm.
not knowing people. Like, no, there are so many incredible people that we have yet to meet that are going to be
Yeah.
such big parts of our lives, and that's so awesome.
Totally. I love that.
I
And
need to
then
start doing shorter answers, otherwise we're never going to get through this.
yeah. What's something you didn't think you could accomplish this year but did?
Speaking on a stage in front of 500 people.
Oh my God. 500 people? That's so many people.
Yeah, that was Ad Week, and that yeah, I never thought I could do that. I don't know if I think I could do it again. I know I can, but that was a huge thing
Yeah.
to overcome those fears.
Yeah, I love that. And then what goals did you achieve from last year?
What goals did I achieve from last year? Okay. So I don't know if you remember exactly what goals I said. I know one of the things I really wanted to do was sign with a podcast network.
Yeah.
And dun da da da, I got this came in the mail today, and I am so obsessed with it.
I
Podcast
love it.
Nation,
Yeah.
and it's just been such an amazing ride with them. I love the team. I feel like I really found the right place that I feel supported and like it's on brand and they get me and I get them and they have so many other incredible podcasters that
Yeah.
I've connected with, and it just feels like it was meant to be. And I don't know if you guys remember, I mentioned last year. I don't know why you would remember because I. Anyways, I went through like a really nasty 6-month contract negotiation with a different podcast network last year, and it was really, really disappointing. And
Yeah.
so to come out of that experience feeling burned, feeling hesitant and scared, but still wanting this type of partnership so badly, I am just so glad that I found Podcast Nation and that it's a team that I just feel like they have my complete trust and confidence, and I feel really safe and comfortable with them.
Yeah, I love that. And you're on the same network as the Taylor Loners. So that is actually kind of crazy.
Damn right. You know it.
I feel like my childhood being a fan of Twilight kind of like led me to this moment. I'm like two people away from them. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then what made you the happiest this year?
Hmm. I think this year I felt very like whole,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
knowing that I found the person that I'm so confident I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Hmm.
Knowing that, now I feel more established in seeing other people. And, this was my first year, my first full year. I went from like mostly freelancing and doing the podcast in 2021. In 2022, I spent half the year freelancing and then did the second half of the year just as the podcast and content. And this year was the first year that was like fully no freelancing, just
Yeah.
podcasting content. And I felt, yes, I could complain about it literally all day long, but it was really empowering to be doing that. And that just felt like something I was working towards for so long. And then I feel really like settled in my apartment now. I love visiting my parents in Florida, and when they're here in the summer, I've mostly gotten the ropes with Berkeley. I have made efforts to see friends, and I don't know, I think I just felt really whole and comfortable this year in a lot of different aspects of my life that maybe I didn't feel that way before.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really happy and wonderful thing.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like also like overall this is like the first this was like the first full normal non-pandemic year. I know people are
True.
tired of talking about that, but like it truly was. Like the beginning like last year, this time last year, it was really, really intense.
Yeah.
And things were still going on and everything was like so taxing and so depressing and sad. And yeah, I feel like this is like the first year where everything went back to normal or whatever
Yeah.
this is.
Wait, can I point something out to you that we
Yeah.
haven't discussed? Have you noticed that in the last few months, I've maybe texted you saying that I'm sick less frequently?
I was gonna say that.
Actually?
Yeah. Yeah. And also it's winter there, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Because
I
you get so sick in winter.
I
So
I started seeing this new doctor, and I was telling him about all my sinus issues and how I'm like
yeah.
literally always sick, and he prescribed me something that no doctor had ever tried before, and it's a pill I take before bed. I know other people take it for like autoimmune issues,
Mm.
for asthma, different things, and I haven't had a
Oh.
cold or a sinus infection in 3.5 months.
Wow.
I'm still sniffly AF, and I use 100 tissues a day, but I haven't gotten sick.
I mean,
So that is huge. Huge.
we have weekly calls and like 2 out of the 4 in the month she was sick. She was like, "I'm not
Yeah.
feeling good. Can we skip it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, totally. Just get better." Please.
Yep. Yeah, now lately we've both been changing it for workout classes, and I'm
Yeah.
really proud of us for that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll mention fitness stuff later, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But now we're
Yay.
gonna talk about your favorite Seen Other People episodes of the year. So, what were some of your favorites?
I tried really hard to like try and just like pick one Tuesday episode, one Thursday episode.
Did
I
you
could
know
not.
one thing before you start? Did you know I was checking our numbers today that some of the most listened to episodes are your solo episodes?
Really?
Yeah, like top 20. There are like, let's say, like 5 or 6 solo episodes.
Huh.
Yeah,
All
fun
right,
fact.
maybe we'll lean into that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll lean into that some more next year.
Yeah.
Noted. And you know what? A solid 3 or 4 of those are Sam and Joey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, guys, I
It's just,
texted them this recently. I'm recording with them next week, so stay
yeah.
tuned. We'll have like a part 5 or whatever
Yeah.
in the beginning of January to kick off the new year. But I looked at the top episodes for this year, and the top 4 went the Jonas Brothers episode,
Yeah.
Sam and Joey, Sam and Joey, Sam and Joey.
It's insane. It's
It's
actually
the funniest
insane.
thing in the world. I'm
It's
like,
so
wait, like,
good.
what does that say about me?
I
Like,
don't. I feel
so,
like it means that people want to listen to guys
Sam and
talking.
Joey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone wrote in
It's like
my
guys
Ask Me
talking.
Anything question box yesterday asking if Sam and Joey are coming back soon.
I feel like they're like the few guys in like dating podcasts that actually tell the truth, and they are
Yeah.
actually single. I feel like listen to a married guy talk about dating is kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, we get it, you've
Facts.
done it.
Yeah.
That's my
Okay.
take on it, though. But like, yeah,
Other episodes I loved. I loved my conversation with Laura Belgray. That was about being unapologetically yourself. I was
mm,
obsessed with her. She's so great. Loved that episode.
yeah,
My episode with Julie and Danielle, the co-founders of Foreplay, which is a social app for singles slash a double dating app. Super fun. Get on it if you're not already. We had a really candid conversation about the question, like, why are you still single? And
That's such a good
it,
episode for the holidays. Sorry.
such a good episode. Oh my God. Yeah, so
You
true. Oh
had to
my God.
reshare it because
Yeah,
like
like
that's the
right after
question that
this.
everyone asks. Yeah.
You're so right. No, I loved that episode and I absolutely love them so much.
Hmm.
Um, all of the Carly Silverman
Yeah.
episodes, clearly,
Yeah.
because we started a podcast after doing so many of them. Carly Weinstein, Jordana
Yeah.
Drazen,
Yeah.
Unfiltered. I nothing. They're all incredible, but I can't not give a shout out to the episode of He Wasn't Ghosting Me, He Was in a Coma. That
That's insane. Yeah.
story was so moving and painfully beautiful
Yeah.
and just incredible. And I have an amazing episode that I just recorded that you guys haven't heard yet coming out. It'll be the first episode of the year with Damona Hoffman. So stay tuned for that. We
Yeah,
love
it's
Damona.
amazing.
She's
I
the
listened to
best. And
10 episodes and I was like, wow, this is the best episode I've ever
shit,
heard.
it's so good. It's so
Yeah,
good.
she's the best. Amazing. And then now we're going to like the 2024 questions. So, wait, I was gonna ask you before because I actually don't know what I think. Do you have like New Year resolution? Do you like the idea of having New Year's resolutions slash goals? Do you do it just in one phase of your life? Do you don't? Do you like it? I don't know.
I I've never sat down and written a list of here are my New Year's resolutions and I'm gonna stick to it and check in on them.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I don't think I could. I just don't think that's for me. I will say earlier today I sat down and wrote down some like goals for 2024, like things I want to like work on or accomplish.
Yeah.
But I think more so I've been looking inwards a bit more in my life lately and noticing things that make me feel really good or don't make me feel really good. And I this year I really started to pay attention to that. So certain things like I've actively been trying to charge my phone in the other room when I go to bed so that I'm not
That's
looking at
good.
my phone when I go to bed and when I wake up. And I like use a literal alarm clock. And I don't do it every night. I do it maybe like 2 times a week, but those 2 times a week, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I really
Mhm.
need to do this more. And sometimes I don't do it, but I won't let myself look at my phone in the morning for like the first like half hour. And I've gotten to a place where sometimes I won't look at it for like an hour and a half and I get anxiety. I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna look at my phone. That sucks that I have to, like, go touch that thing and see who's tried to reach me. Ew."
Oh.
Um, so I wanna continue doing that more,
Mm.
being more present. Want to I've noticed another thing in the last, like, month or 2. There was some point in November, I think, where I had a really hectic week. You know, most weeks I am just in my apartment and I leave to take Barkley out for walks a few times a day. And maybe I'll have plans one of the nights. Otherwise, like I go to some workout classes, I live my life. I'm not that social. I don't go to that many events or coffees or networking things. And all of my recordings most of the year were virtual. But this one week in November, I had 3 in-person recordings and like a coffee and a dinner and an event. And I remember going into the week thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to be okay. This is going to be the longest week ever. And it was actually the best week of work I had all year. And I learned how much better I feel when I'm going places and having in-person interactions,
Yeah.
and in-person recordings were so fun and I think they lead to better conversations sometimes. And just getting to go change of scenery, meeting new people, I
Yeah.
loved it. And so I've been trying to do that more ever since, and I'm excited for next year to continue doing that. Even now it's like 20 degrees out, but I'm still encouraging myself to go different places, see different people, and I think that that's an amazing thing for me and my mental health. And so I'm
Mm.
not like making a resolution to do it X number of times a week. I just like want to continue doing it some more, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like social interactions are so important. And when you work
So
from home, you
important.
totally forgot about that. You're like, I'm
Yes,
fine. You live alone. You're like, I'm fine. You're not fine.
exactly,
You're not fine. Reminder that you're not
exactly.
fine. And
Yep.
that's should we take that one as what's one thing you want to do differently next year? Should I jump to the next one? and then they continue doing. Yeah, I feel like
I
I
feel
can
like
go
that's
through.
what I want to continue doing in the new year.
Yeah.
One thing I want to do differently next year, I did write a few bullets for this. I wrote leave my apartment as one of them. I want to I want to be a better businesswoman. I'm not a very good
What does
businesswoman.
that mean?
I'm not really a businesswoman at all.
You're a
And I'd like
girl. Let's
I'm
start.
a girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you're
not a
not a
woman.
woman.
I'm not a woman. I'm not engaged to a man. I'm
No.
a girl dating a boy, getting married to a boy.
Yeah.
I'm a girl. Jake's a boy. End of story. I am not a woman.
Yeah, I'm not a woman.
But yeah, I feel like I've just used the excuse for so long of like, oh, like I don't have a business background. I'm just a content creator, blah, blah, blah. And like, I just think there are much smarter decisions I could be making business wise that would set me up for
Mhm.
just success and a peace of mind in the
Yeah.
future. So I'd like to lean into that. I'd also like to stop stressing about money as much as I do, and that ties in. It's really, really difficult, and I know I'm a broken record. I talked about this last year too, and I it's very hard. Like it's so unpredictable the field that I'm in, and I don't
Yeah.
know on the first of the month what I'm making for the month, or I never know what I'm going to make for the year. I don't get paid for most things I do until like 3 or 4 months later. So there's
Mm.
a lot of unpredictability and instability, and that I haven't gotten any better at coping with that. And so that's out of my control. So I have to come up with some things that are in my control, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm really working hard on that now.
Yeah. That is hard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I relate.
Oh, and formal announcement, one-on-one sessions are coming back ASAP. So, emotional support human, you can also book time on my calendar to do a if you're looking to start a podcast or you want to do social media on the side or you are doing social media, you want to, take it from a side project to full time, you could book a consult with me on my Calendly, which is in the link in my bio. But yeah, emotional support human for those of you who weren't around when I did it before. I do one-on-one sessions as a coach with you guys. So if there's a situation that you need to talk through, or you want more formal dating coaching, or you are really struggling through a breakup and you want someone to help you through it, I got you covered. Book time with me. It can be a one-off, it can be like recurring, whatever you want. But
Mm.
I loved doing those, and I stopped doing them this past year because I just felt very overwhelmed, but I really miss them. I miss getting to hang out with you guys all the time and getting to really sit down and get to know you and help you through whatever you're struggling with. So, one-on-one sessions are back,
I
baby.
love that. I love that. I was waiting for those. And then what's one word or theme that you want to have in mind for 2024?
I've been thinking about this all week and I couldn't come up with one. Okay, so 2021 to 2022, that year was Unfiltered.
Yeah.
2022 to 2023. So, okay, so the first year of the podcast was Unfiltered.
Yeah.
This past year was Growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this new year,
I feel like you need stability now. You weren't built 22.
yeah,
Now you need to be stable.
yeah, you're not wrong. Stability, like peace of mind, that's 3
Yeah.
words. That's the
It's
word
a
slash
theme.
theme.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like peace of mind is a good
happiness,
one.
ease.
Especially that you're getting married this year. I feel like you can be, your business can be a part that has like a peace of mind and stuff.
But I also I want this year, like I want to work really freaking hard this year at the same time.
Yeah, but you can be also calm about it. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you can have peace of mind
Okay,
about everything.
calm. Calm is a good
Calm.
word.
Yeah.
I like
Calm is good.
calm.
Yeah.
I like calm because calm represents me not freaking out about finances and money, like I just said.
Hmm.
Calm means me feeling calm because I'm leaving my apartment and going
Yeah.
and meeting people. Calm means,
About your
having
wedding.
about my wedding, having confidence in what I'm doing
Yeah.
for a living, which will lead me to be calm. And most importantly, maybe being calm instead of absolutely doom spiraling before
Yeah.
having to do anything public speaking related. Okay. The official
I
the
love that.
year of 2024, my word and theme is calm.
Yeah, I love that. And what do
All
you want to
right.
accomplish in 2024? I feel like when I wrote this question, it's more like business slash seeing other people's side
Yeah.
because we talked about like your personal before.
I want to
This is a really hard question. I'm so sorry.
I and I'm always hesitant to say anything like numbers related, but I'm going to
Same.
because I plan to work really hard and crush it this year. I want to double everything.
Oh
I
my
want to
god.
double listenership, downloads, followers. I want to double. We're
Yeah,
doubling in 2024.
I like that. I like that
Woo!
challenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
it happened. My arm hurts. My arm hurt. I got my COVID booster like 2 hours before, and I
Oh,
told Cammy in the beginning that every, like, 10 minutes I was raising my arm to see when it hurts, and it hurts. Reminder, go get your booster shots and
yeah.
stay hydrated.
Oh my god, yeah. While I was running this episode, I was also like thinking about what I wanted to ask you, and as I told you, I want to start dating this year. So this is selfish, but I was like, yeah,
Yay!
people are gonna want to listen to this. So, what are some good slash realistic dating goals or resolutions that you can have for the new year as a dating person?
Yeah, some good dating realistic dating resolutions and
Realistic
goals.
is the important part.
Yeah, realistic dating resolutions and goals for the new year. I think it shouldn't be about go on X many dates a week or match with X many people. It should be about your dating mindset. It should be that
Mm,
you want to have fun with dating. You want to find a dating win that you can walk away from every date, whether or not you're going to see the person again, whether or not you felt a connection. You want to change your mindset to be, hey, you know what? I had a good time on that date, or I
yeah.
learned something on that date. There's a win in there. What is it? That is
Mm,
going to take the pressure off of having to quote unquote meet your person or making sure that no dates are a waste of time. Like they're not a waste of time because
yeah.
there's always something to gain out of it. Each relationship, each situationship builds on each other and changes you to be the person that you need to be when you're ready to meet someone else. So I think the best way to approach dating refresh or setting dating goals is really about how you're going to feel in your dating life. Similarly to how I said that my goals for next year, my own resolutions are just to feel better about different things and do things that make me feel good and spend time with people that make me feel good. Same thing with dating. You want to date in a way that makes you feel good. Dating doesn't have to suck. It doesn't have to be this horrible, terrible aspect of your life. It doesn't have to feel like a job. It should be fun. So make it fun.
Yeah.
That's your goal for the new year.
I love that. I was gonna ask you what's a healthy perspective to have with dating, and that's the one. I love that because I feel like everyone does it to like get to this end goal, and sometimes you can
Yeah.
have fun in the process.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Now that you're planning a wedding, what would you have told your single self? This is a hard
Chill the fuck out.
one. Yeah.
Now that I'm planning a wedding, I would tell my single self to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
I I wish I could take back all of the times I anxiously spiraled over some random guy and whether or not they were going to text me back. I wish I could tell myself, like, hey, actually, you're pretty awesome and somebody is going to see that. And the people you're crying over now, you didn't even know who they were 2 weeks ago. They do not deserve your tears.
Yeah.
They should be crying over the fact that, like, they don't get to be with you for the rest of their lives. So,
Yeah.
not actually, but you know what I mean. There's
Yeah.
there's so much more to you than your dating life and your relationship status, and that is something I wish I could go back in time and drill into my single self's brain, is that
Mm,
my relationship status doesn't define me. There's so much more to me than the person I'm with or if I'm with somebody,
yeah.
and enjoy it. Have fun. You're going to make mistakes. That's part of it. They're not the end of the world. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah. I love that. And then, what's the best relationship advice you received this year? Since that's the question you ask on all of your episodes.
Okay. I'm glad you asked this, and this one actually came to me really easily. I believe it was Leor Gall. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Go to bed angry.
Yeah.
I loved that piece of advice. That was what
Yeah.
she said when I asked for what's the best piece of dating advice you've ever received. Go to bed angry. Dating, relationship, friendship, family, career, any aspect of your life. We've all heard the phrase, don't go to bed angry,
Mhm.
but go to bed angry because I really think like more than half the time you're going to wake up, you'll have taken some time, you won't be as heated. Maybe you'll have thought about it more, and you might not even need to address the thing that you were
Yeah.
going to address, or you could address it in a much healthier way instead of yelling. You could actually process it and think about it and then say it in a calm and collected way where you've been able to gather your thoughts and you're just de escalating what
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily need to be a fight or an argument or this really intense thing. Like, go to bed angry, sit with your thoughts, and then once you've taken time, decide how you want to approach the situation. I think that it's such incredible advice. And I
Love
can't
that.
believe I went 29 years of my life not having heard it.
Totally. I forgot about that. Oh my god, that's the best
Yeah,
advice ever.
I love it. It really stuck with me.
And now, finally, after many, many, many technical difficulties, I can ask you the closing questions. What would you say to December 2024 Alana that is listening back to this episode?
December
She's a
2024,
wife.
Alana. She's
She's
a
a wife.
wife.
Yeah.
She's a whole ass wife.
Yeah.
December 2024, Alana. I would say I, wow, what would I say? Like, you did it. And it, what? Jake's laughing at me. What? Oh my God. Get out of here. Jake goes, you're going to say you're pregnant. Absolutely not. No
Oh my
way,
god.
no how. You know what? For that, I'm punishing you. Come here. You have to say something to 2024 Lana on the mic right now. Yes.
I
Come on.
know.
He's coming. Peer pressure. Come here.
Hey, Cammy,
Okay.
how are
What
you?
would you
Hello.
say to 2024 December Alana listening back to this right now?
I don't know. The pressures of the wedding are over. Congratulations, you did it. We made it through.
Yay.
Okay. That
That was good.
no, it wasn't.
Why not?
Let's
What
hope
do you have
she's
to
not
what
pregnant.
do you have to say to 2024 Jake? Hope a Super Bowl is coming. Congrats on the Jets making the playoffs for the first time in 60 years. Okay. What I would say
Great.
to December 2024, Alana, is I hope you had a really freaking awesome and fun and magical year. And whatever you're doing now that you didn't expect to be doing, because you're always doing something new, have fun with it. Go easy on yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm really
Beautiful.
proud of you, as always.
Beautiful. We did it. We did it.
We did
Yay.
it.
We started this over an hour ago
And I
and we
hope you're
did
not pregnant.
it. No. We all
But
hope it
Barkley, I
is.
hope Barkley's pregnant. I hope he finds a way to get his balls back on him and have puppies.
I don't know if you really, really want that.
I would love that. Okay, you're right. It would be hard, but I also would
Yeah.
love that. Anywho, thank you, Cami, for doing this. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
doing this at the last minute. Thank you for putting up with all of the technical difficulties. I was thinking as the world was falling apart during this recording, thank God I'm doing this with you and that it was all falling apart with you. But the reality
Yeah.
is it falls apart all the time with every guest. So thank you for editing all those technical difficulties out all the time. Thank you to every guest who
Anytime.
came on. Thank you to every listener who came on an unfiltered episode. Thank you to everyone just listening to this right now. It really means the entire world and more. And I just hope you know how much I appreciate you. And I can't wait to get to know each and every one of you even more in the next year. Thank you to everyone who has shared this episode with a friend, or not this episode. Thank you to everyone who shared the podcast with a friend, who's posted it on your Instagram this year or texted to your group chat. Like, you guys have no idea how helpful that is. That being said, if you want to do it right now, hey, here's a great podcast for you to listen to crush your 2024 dating goals. Send it to a friend and let them know that their dating goals should be to have fun with dating and find wins. But seriously,
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys all so much. And I thank you for such a magical and incredible 2023. And here's to a happy and healthy and calm and doubling and winning and fun 2024. Woo! And with that, the 2023 season has come to an end.